Lieutenant Jimmy is coming from upstairs in the Mandalay Bay. Upstairs in Mandalay Bay, halfway up, I see the shots coming from Mandalay Bay.
A frantic call, and we now know the shots from the rampage in Las Vegas went on for as long as 11 minutes. Police giving us that update within just the past 2 hours, revealing that the gunman fired on and off starting at 10:08 Sunday night and then finally stopping at 10:19.
Kevin had looked at me and said, I think I just got hit. And I said, just stay down.
And also tonight, for the very first time, we're now finally hearing from an Indiana native who was injured by the gunfire in Las Vegas. And what may have saved him is pretty unbelievable.
Also tonight, we're seeing more faces of the 59 people killed. All but 3 of the dead are now identified tonight. Among them, a military veteran who served in Afghanistan. Also, a mother of 4.
And President Trump will now travel to Las Vegas early tomorrow to meet with the families of those victims, along with first responders. And also happening tomorrow, the shooter's live-in girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley, is expected to return here to the U.S.
Investigators today call her a person of interest, and this will finally give them a chance to question her in person. Now, she was visiting the Philippines. That's her home country at the time of the attack. Also today, we learned that the shooter in the case wired $100,000 to an account in the Philippines just last week.
He manipulated her to be completely as far away from this and safe when he did this. Because maybe if he wanted to, he wanted to make sure she had money. That's the Steve I know. That's something that makes sense. Steve would have wanted to take care of Mary Lou.
And we're also finding out more tonight about the detailed plans the gunman actually had in place leading up to the massacre.
We've learned that Stephen Paddock set up cameras to spot anyone who may have been coming for him. There was one inside his hotel room in the peephole, and there were 2 more in the hallway, including one that was hidden in a service cart outside his door. Police also know how Paddock was able to shoot the rounds there so quickly. They say they found bump fire stocks on 12 of his weapons. That's a device that allows a semi-automatic rifle to mimic a fully automatic gunfire.
And the ATF also said tonight that Paddock had 47 guns in 3 locations, one of them his hotel room. Take a look at this video here. It really gives us a look inside after the shooting took place. In fact, he had a combination of rifles, shotguns, and pistols bought in 4 different states.
Tonight at 11, we have team coverage for you. Tonight, Jason Spells is in Vegas. He's there talking with Hoosiers who were there and helped others survive the gunfire.
But first tonight at 11 o'clock, our own David McNally has the story of an Indiana native who was very thankful to have survived. And oh, what a story they have. Dave.
Andrea, tonight we're learning more about a Hoosier native's razor-thin escape from the Las Vegas killing zone. Even though he's back home now, he's still trying to deal with all he saw. Cargo shorts and hotel key cards may have kept a Hoosier alive. 2 couples out for a weekend of music in Vegas. Indiana native Rick Bowman and his fiancée Colby, and friends Kevin and Jessica from Hendricks County.
It sounded like it was a short fireworks type of thing, and he does do that in the show, so... but it just wasn't at the right time.
There was something off.
Still not thinking anything, right? Why would you? And then when the real round, if you will, came off, I was watching the stage and you could see him stop and look at his band, lights went off, and then that's when it just chaos, just broke out.
So he turned to his friends.
We got to get down now, so we all just jumped and got down. Kevin had looked at me and said, I think I just got hit. And I said, just stay down.
Then a pause on the shooting.
Let's get out of here. And he jumped up. I said, you look fine, go.
And now they were running again.
The girl right next to me was shot in the leg, so I grabbed her and pulled her in a tent about 10 yards away. And then right after that, a guy comes sliding in to the tent, grabs a table, barricades us, flips it over, barricades it. A couple people were doing CPR there in the parking lot. One of the guys passed away there.
He was separated from his fiancée and friends. With the shooting stopped, he went back into the venue to look for Colby. He later learned she made it safely to an airport hangar. About that time, he put his hand in his pocket.
Oh, my God. And I looked at my shorts and I saw the holes.
His hotel and casino key cards cut through by a bullet, a cut on his leg.
You knew that you were inches away from not being here.
So while many died, he thinks about how he and his friends survived.
Yeah. Thank by the grace of God.
Thank you. And remember Rick's friend there who said early on that he had thought he'd been hit? Turns out that he was wounded. It was a flesh wound. It was on the back. They treated it at the hotel. Ann and Andrea?
All right, talk about a miracle there. Unbelievable.
Certainly is an amazing story. Thank you, David. Well, the people inside that concert venue weren't the only ones who were caught up in all that chaos on Sunday night.
In fact, earlier we played some of the dispatch audio from the moments after the shooting. Well, take a listen to this longer clip. It actually shows how police were responding as those first shots were fired.
16910 means we got shots fired. 4:15 ASF. Route 291 sounded like an automatic firearm. We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the fairgrounds.
Now that recording showing the confusion there, even felt by officers about where the gunfire was really coming from.
Jason Aldean, meantime, is the person who was performing when the shooter opened fire, and we learn now that he is canceling his next 3 concerts. In fact, he tweeted that decision tonight, saying it's the right thing to do out of respect for the victims, their families, and our fans. He plans to resume his tour a week from Thursday, and that will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, the effort to support the victims and their families has been nothing short of incredible. In less than 48 hours, the official GoFundMe page that was set up after the shooting has already raised more than $4 million. You can contribute. We have a link at WTHR.com.